In the words of Winston Churchill, a pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. Imagine if we could shift our perspectives to peer beyond the shell of an obstacle and see the pearl of opportunity that lies within. It's a simple act of choice, yet it holds the power to transform our lives. But how does this power of perspective work? It's all about the lens through which we view our world. Our perspective, our mental lens, colors our experiences, influences our emotional response, and ultimately dictates our actions and their outcomes. Consider the story of Thomas Edison, a man whose name is synonymous with innovation. His journey to invent the light bulb was far from a smooth sail. In fact, it was a voyage fraught with countless failures. Yet did Edison see these failures as a dead end? No, he saw them as stepping stones on his path to success. Edison once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." To him, each failure was not a defeat, but an opportunity to learn, to grow, a chance to refine his process. His perspective turned an obstacle into an opportunity. Every time Edison's efforts didn't yield the desired result, he didn't wallow in disappointment. Instead, he chose to see it as a lesson, a valuable insight into what didn't work, which brought him one step closer to finding what would. And we all know how his story ended, with the invention that illuminated the world. In essence, Edison's perspective transformed his journey. His repeated failures could have easily been a reason to give up, but he didn't. He chose to see his failures not as a barricade, but as a bridge to success. His perspective empowered him to keep going, keep trying, and eventually, to succeed. So ask yourself, how do you perceive your obstacles? Do you see them as roadblocks or as stepping stones? The choice is yours to make. Edison turned his obstacle, failure, into an opportunity for success, all because he chose to see it differently. Perseverance is not a long race. It is many short races, one after another. Walter Elliott. When we speak of perseverance, we often think about enduring hardships for a prolonged period, but in reality, perseverance is about winning small battles, one after another. It's about picking yourself up every time you stumble, dusting off the dirt, and continuing the journey with a renewed spirit. Take, for instance, the story of J.K. Rowling, a name synonymous with magic and imagination. Today, she is a household name, the creator of the iconic Harry Potter series, and one of the most successful authors of all time. But her journey to the top was anything but smooth. Rowling faced her share of obstacles. She was a single mother struggling to make ends meet, and her manuscript was rejected by 12 publishers. Yes, you heard that right. 12 publishers turned down the opportunity to publish what would become one of the most popular book series in history. Now, imagine if Rowling had given up after the first, second, or even the 10th rejection. We would have never known the magical world of Hogwarts, the inspiring tale of a boy wizard, or the power of friendship and bravery encapsulated in her books. But Rowling chose to persevere. She chose to keep running the race, no matter how many hurdles she had to jump over. Every rejection was a blow, a stumble in her path. But she picked herself up, dusted off the rejection, and went on to the next publisher with the same enthusiasm. The 13th publisher saw the potential in her manuscript, and the rest, as we all know, is history. Rowling's story is a testament to the power of perseverance. Her journey reminds us that success is not about avoiding obstacles, but about overcoming them, turning them into opportunities. She turned her obstacle, rejection, into an opportunity. She didn't allow the rejections to define her. Instead, she used them as stepping stones to her success. And look where it led her, to the creation of a legacy that will endure for generations. Rowling turned her obstacle, rejection, into an opportunity, and look where it led her. Now it's your turn. Scene script. Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future. John F. Kennedy. Imagine for a moment the feeling of being ousted from your own creation, your own company. That's exactly what happened to Steve Jobs, a name synonymous with innovation and creativity. Jobs was fired from Apple, the very company he had co-founded. You might think that such a blow would be the end of the road, a crushing defeat. But it was not so for Jobs. Instead, he took this as an opportunity to broaden his horizons. He founded Next, a computer platform development company, and also purchased a small animation studio that would later become Pixar. Yes, the very Pixar that has gifted us with heartwarming movies like Toy Story and Finding Nemo. Years later, Apple, struggling without Jobs, bought Next, paving the way for Jobs' return to his original company. It was during this second stint that he spearheaded projects like the iMac, iPod, iPhone, and iPad. These innovative products didn't just revive Apple, they revolutionized the tech industry, setting new standards and reshaping our lives in unimaginable ways. Jobs' story is a testament to the power of embracing change. He didn't just accept his fate, he transformed it into an opportunity. He didn't dwell on his past or present, he focused on the future. Jobs embodied Kennedy's words. He embraced change, and in doing so, he did not miss the future. He created it. Change is inevitable. It can be unsettling, daunting even. But it can also be a catalyst for growth, for innovation, for progress. It's not the change itself that defines us, but how we respond to it. So, the next time you're faced with change, remember Jobs' story. Remember that change is not an obstacle, but an opportunity. Jobs turned his obstacle, being fired, into an opportunity that revolutionized the tech industry. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Theodore Roosevelt. Let's delve into the power of belief, a force so potent that it can make the impossible possible, a force that turns roadblocks into stepping stones and dreams into reality. Consider the story of Roger Bannister, a man who stepped into the annals of history by doing what many considered impossible. Bannister, a British middle-distance athlete and neurologist, was the first man to run a mile in less than 4 minutes. Before him, the 4-minute barrier was seen as insurmountable, akin to scaling an unconquerable mountain. Yet Bannister didn't just see a mountain, he saw a peak waiting to be reached. He didn't see a barrier. He saw a challenge waiting to be conquered, and conquer he did. The world watched in disbelief and awe as Bannister crossed the finish line on that fateful day in 1954. His time? 3 minutes, 59.4 seconds. His legacy? A testament to the power of belief. But what exactly powered Bannister's belief? It wasn't just his physical training, it was his mental conditioning. Bannister relentlessly trained his mind to believe that he could achieve what others deemed unachievable. He harnessed the power of visualization, continually picturing himself breaking the 4-minute barrier until it became a reality. Bannister's story is not just about running a mile in less than 4 minutes. It's about running towards your dreams with unwavering faith. It's about believing in the power of your potential, even when faced with a wall of doubt. It's about understanding that the only limits that truly exist are the ones we place on ourselves. So, when faced with your own 4-minute barrier, remember Bannister's story. Remember that the power of belief can turn the impossible into the possible, the unachievable into the achievable, and obstacles into opportunities. Bannister turned his obstacle, the impossible, into an opportunity by simply believing he could. To sum it all up, our journey today has taken us through the transformative power of perspective, the art of perseverance, the necessity to embrace change, and the undeniable strength of belief. Each of these elements plays a significant role in overcoming the obstacles that life throws at us and turning them into opportunities. Let's take a moment to reflect on the power of perspective. It's the lens through which we view our world, and it can either limit us or empower us. By changing our perspective, we can transform our obstacles into stepping stones towards success. Then, we dived into the art of perseverance. Perseverance is the grit and determination that keeps us moving forward, even when the going gets tough. It's the fuel that drives us to keep going, to keep striving, and to keep pushing towards our goals. We also touched on embracing change. Change is inevitable, and it's the only constant in life. Rather than resisting it, we should learn to embrace it, to adapt, and to grow. It's through change that we discover new paths, new opportunities, and new possibilities. And finally, we highlighted the power of belief. Belief in ourselves, in our abilities, and in our dreams. It's the cornerstone of success. When we believe in ourselves, we open the door to unlimited potential and limitless possibilities. So, as we wrap things up, remember that every obstacle you face is not a roadblock but a stepping stone. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, to adapt, and to evolve. It's a chance to prove to yourself just how strong and capable you truly are. Remember, every obstacle presents an opportunity to improve our condition. So go out there and turn your obstacles into opportunities. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more inspiring content.